You're watching Rules of the Game with Bill Krug, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, All Glaze Equipment Rental, Capabilities, David Wabacher Attorney, Eagles 767, FCA, Fowler's TV, Freedom Marketing Strategies, Grand Lake Roofing, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Jackalope Stash, Larry Schaff Auto Sales, Laura Yelton State Farm, MHS Alumni Foundation, Miller Funeral Homes, Minster Bank, Plus One Professional Real Estate, Ryder Rooters, Roots Pub, St. Mary's Foundry, Sean Barnett Electrical, Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Spring Street Storage, TSC, and Varsity Lanes.
Hello and welcome to Rules of the Game with Bill Krug. Each and every week we bring you clips from the previous week's game, and we're here in playoff time. And Bill, as we keep winning, we keep coming back here.
Cool, I'm all for it. Let's do it a few more weeks.
Hopefully we'll do it a few more weeks, so there are 6 games until the Riders could get into the state championship game. Rider Nation Station is going to be at the Riders game at Piqua this week against the talented London team in the region. So Rough Riders have a big test this week, but Raider Nation Station will be there to bring you all of the game, and if you're not able to make it in person. So hopefully we have a lot of fans that show up and support them, but we'll be there in case they're not.
Great.
So this time of the year, Bill, is what we talked about earlier in the year. This is when the crews sort of get split up and
this is
combined, right?
This is the game that starts the rest of the way out. They'll be done by crews where, like, the referee will be from one crew, the head linesman will be from. So they put crews together based on some calculation that they make on the grading system during the year. And if I would look it up, I would know what it is, but I don't really care to do this late in the season anymore. So I don't even bother filling out the questionnaire at the beginning of the year. You have to fill out a questionnaire if you're willing to work the playoffs.
Okay.
So
you give somebody else the opportunity to do that.
I did it for 25 years, and it's now pretty cold in November. And
when you did combine like that, was it tough to sort of have to establish new chemistry with a whole new squad that you didn't know?
No, not really. I mean, everybody was. I'm going to say 15 years ago, the state come out with, it's called a gold book. And the gold book is the mechanics for how things are done, so we're all doing them the same way. Before that gold book come out, each crew had their own way of signaling to the guy across the field what's done. And this new gold book that we have, this gold book, it pretty much puts everybody on the same page. So it's not that bad to work with another crew. It's just personality conflicts maybe, but not really the mechanics of the game and the knowledge of the game.
So from here on out, will each week be a new set, or is this the crew that will go all the way to the state championship game potentially?
Yes, if the crew that has the Rider game this week, they'll work together next week and the week after that, as long as they keep getting games. Yep.
Well, that's neat. It's got to be a fun experience for some new officials.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Well, we're going to jump right into the clips there from the Riders' big victory against Tippecanoe on Friday night. This first play was the first play of the game for Tippecanoe on offense. Quarterback had a nice run off the left side, but it was called back for holding, and we can kind of see right there on the edge the guy sort of 59 right there, sort of pulling him down.
He grabbed him and pulled him, turned him, didn't he, and went right down with him. At first he blocks to the inside and then turns around and chases someone. Right there, he's right on his back. See?
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good block at first, and then when the guy starts to pull away from you, you got to let go of him, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
That was fortunate for St. Mary's because they were able to hold him after that to 3 and out, and so that was a big first down that got called back on that penalty. This was on the St. Mary's' first drive then, and I thought the ball spot on this was just very strange. I wanted to get your thoughts. This is a trap up the middle by Osborne. Seems to me to fall well past the first down, but gets marked there before the first down.
Okay, Okay, watch where his knee is before. Well, the guy on the far side of the field, they're a complete yard apart.
Right.
Watch where the head linesman is up there with the chains, and the line judge right down here. They're a whole yard apart, and they apparently went with the line judge that's on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I see Osborne's legs go down there, but to me, his body and the ball are still farther than where they ended up marking it. It's just odd to me.
Well, I think the head linesman gave way to the line judge down here at the bottom, because I think the head linesman has a first down on it. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
So,
so they just at that point thought that the guy in our foreground had the better view then.
he might have run in there and said, "No, I've got him down here." So he overrode the head linesman on his own.
Gotcha. Fortunately for St. Mary's, they're able to get a first down on that. They're marching down the field here. This was just a play down closer into the red zone. And number 70 for St. Mary's, I thought maybe got away with, if you watch him here at the end of sort of gives an extra push there.
Let's see.
So 70 is going to be the left tackle.
And he's here in the backfield then.
Right. So
I mean, he pulls.
Yeah. So he pulls out a little bit. Actually, it just kind of moves. Now watch right there, sort of a ending.
Yeah. If it would have been a little harder, maybe they might have called something. But there really was no harm, no foul there.
And the whistle may not have been blown yet. That's the other thing. You know, the runner's still running down the field. So.
Yeah. There was nothing there.
This was mind-boggling to me. They called illegal procedure on St. Mary's on the kickoff.
Well, that illegal procedure signal has multiple meanings.
Okay.
And illegal formation on a kickoff, or
illegal motion.
No, it's not illegal motion.
Okay.
So what?
We don't know exactly what was called.
Did the ball
from
go out of bounds?
It did not. They called it. They stopped the play when it was kicked. So they blew whistle as soon as the ball was kicked.
Okay, here's probably what it is. See the back guys on the back line?
Yep.
Their foot is not allowed to be on that line.
Okay.
Just like it's not allowed to be on the 40-yard line. It can't be on the 35 either. So the second one in, it looks to me like he's standing on the line, or maybe him or either one of those guys.
And I think there's one guy out of frame that could be.
Yeah, so that's probably what they called, that he was out of that 5-yard mark. His foot can't be out of that. Can't be on the 35, and it can't be on the 40s. They got to be in between.
During the game, we thought that it was somebody crossing over the line too soon, but when we rewatched it on the replay, we couldn't find it, and I couldn't find it there. So I was curious about that.
That would have been an encroachment sign if he would have jumped off sides. But the illegal procedure, or that was an illegal formation, and it's because he was probably standing on that back line.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good to see
guess.
there.
Yeah.
That would make more sense then. I didn't realize that was the rule for that back line.
I think we went over this. There has to be 4 guys on either side of the kicker when he kicks the ball.
Right.
That would have been if there was only 3. That would have been the same signal.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So something to look at in future games for St. Mary's probably. This was a pass interference call later in the game on St. Mary's. Just wondered your thoughts here.
Well,
So number 6 is going to be the receiver. He's on the inside slot receiver down here at the bottom of the screen. Parker Beam is the defender.
Yeah, he kind of wrapped his arm around him, didn't he?
And the ball was in the air.
And the ball was in the air. If the ball wouldn't have been in the air, he would have called a hold, a defensive hold. And
he didn't slow him down a lot, but it doesn't have to be a lot, right? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. When the ball's in the air, it just has to be a little bit. He didn't give him a chance to go make a play on the ball.
So good call there.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to look at 6 more clips from the game on Friday night. So we'll be back right after this.
You're watching Rules of the Game with Bill Crew, brought to you by these fine sponsors. Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, All Glaze Equipment Rental, Capabilities, David Wabacher Attorney, Eagles 767, FCA, Fowler's TV, Freedom Marketing Strategies, Grand Lake Roofing, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Jackalope Stash, Larry Schaff Auto Sales, Laura Yelton State Farm, MHS Alumni Foundation, Miller Funeral Homes, Minster Bank, Plus One Professional Real Estate, Writer Rooters, Roots Pub, St. Mary's Foundry, Sean Barnett Electrical, Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Spring Street Storage, TSC, and Varsity Lanes.
Welcome back to Rules of the Game with Bill Krug. Want to thank all of our sponsors for staying with us all year long. Bill, we're going to jump right in here. This was one of the more controversial calls of the game. So this was an unnecessary roughness call on Bournes for St. Mary's. Bottom of your screen here, quick pass, gets the tackle and sort of suplexes him.
Yeah, that's illegal. You can't take him up over your head and then slam him down.
We've talked about that before, I think.
Yeah, that's a safety issue, and I think that's a good call there. Somehow he has to bring him down without bam, without.
It can't be over the top, right?
Right.
That's the problem.
I mean, he can take him over the top, but then if he turns and lets him down easy, that's one thing. But when he did the whole suplex move and.
So if you're going to take him over the top, kind of like in wrestling, turn your body and bring him down forward or let him down easier.
It's got to be a little easier than that, yep.
Gotcha. We're going to jump right in here. This was a tipped pass for St. Mary's, and then it was caught by one of the linemen. So originally they called this an illegal forward pass, but then they said that since it was tipped, it didn't count as an illegal forward pass, so they just basically they lost the down and they got the ball where the lineman caught it.
Well, it wouldn't have been an illegal forward pass. It would have been illegal touching.
Okay.
Illegal touching. The lineman can't be the first one to catch the ball, and but it's the same. It's the same penalty as an illegal forward pass. But does anybody signal it was tipped?
Not until after the play. So you see the flag come in there at the end to call it illegal touching.
I'm looking at the umpire, the center judge, and you can't quite see the referee here in the back.
And I thought watching it, that I don't see it tipped as much as I saw his arm get hit.
I don't see it tipped either. His arm looks like it's out there by itself. It really does.
And it is odd that normally when you see a tip, you see somebody immediately.
Yeah. That's the referee, the center judge, and the umpire. The guy there in the middle. They would all signal. They would all be responsible for signaling that's a tipped ball, and that sure doesn't look like a tipped ball to me. His arm is way above where he's getting hit here on the elbow.
What is the penalty for illegal touching?
Illegal touching is 5 yards from the spot of the foul and a loss of down.
Okay. So it would have been a worse situation than. Okay. I wasn't sure if it may have helped out St. Mary's if it was just going to be a replay of downs anyway. But no, a loss of downs would have been nice. Yeah, watching it again and watching it last night, I didn't see the tip that they eventually called it as a tip. So
yeah.
We're going to watch. This next play was a touchdown for London and then an unsportsmanlike penalty on the receiver after the touchdown. So after he makes the touchdown, he gets up and sort of, I think because it was kind of making maybe guns or gestures, or does it matter what he does? Does it just matter how? I mean, it's obviously subjective, like a lot of calls.
It is subjective. There's nothing like, I think what the NFL and college, you can't use the guns. Can't act like you're slit their throat or anything. In high school, there is no particular thing that says you can't do any of that, but if you do, you're going to get penalized. I mean, it's up to the official that's on the call there that says, no, that was unsportsmanlike behavior after the play, and you're going to get penalized for it.
And St. Mary's got a big, that goes on the kickoff, so
they have their choice.
Yeah.
Since it's in between the end of that down and the try, They could have moved him back 15 on the try, or they could have taken it on the kickoff.
So they could have made it a really long extra point then.
Yes, they could have.
Wow. They must have had a pretty good kicker. They weren't sure about that. This was an interesting call against St. Mary's, a high-low block. We saw this earlier in the season, and now it's come back a little bit. I hope it's not something that opponents' coaches have caught on to. But this is one that, against the center here, I thought it was a little ticky-tacky. So if you watch the man on the center, there's a shootout, and then I guess, there is contact with the guy, but it didn't seem to me like enough of a block to warrant it. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, I see what they called. The guard has him low, and the center is like making contact above the waist, and that's the penalty. That's the foul.
And all it is contact. It doesn't have to.
Well, if he's just got his hands on him, no, I doubt if anybody calls it. But the player did go down. He went over the top of the guard. See, the guard's on the ground, and he falls over him because of the push from the center. So that's what they want to stop. That's what's causing the injuries. The lower leg, the knees.
Right. So that is something that St. Mary's got to watch out for.
It's very difficult because that happens a lot. I mean, if they're intentionally doing it, they're trying to hurt somebody. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody intentionally try to do it, but it's still in the rules. It doesn't have to be intentional. So, if it's there, you're trying to save those linemen's legs.
This next play was a punt for St. Mary's. Triplet here. Joe and I kid. We thought maybe he should get some acting classes because there was some contact with him and running into the kicker, but he sort of avoided it So nothing was called.
Yeah.
Could that have been called? Was there enough contact there?
No, but that was a good no call. If he would have went down, I really doubt if that you would have got a roughing. I think that would have been more of a running into the punter, and you would have got 5 yards, and it's not a automatic first down. Roughing would be. See, he didn't rough him at all there. He hit his leg that was in the air, but he didn't knock him down. He didn't put him at a disadvantage. I think that's a good no call there.
Good balance from Triplet too.
Yeah, it was.
Last call then, Bill, is this a legal man downfield call against Tippecanoe. So the pass went to the left, and if we watched, I think the right tackle, 71, and there was another lineman too. They both are pretty far down the field. We had to figure out at first what was called, but when the ball is thrown, you can see that lineman right there in the middle of your screen.
Again. Which one is he?
So I think it's the right. Let me see here. Oh, it's the center actually. So 71, the center.
Oh yeah, he's down there pretty far.
Way down the.
But was the ball beyond the line of scrimmage? It's on the 13.
Let's watch it here.
It gets knocked down about the 11. Yeah, so the ball crossed the line of scrimmage, and the illegal lineman downfield. Yep.
Good call.
Yep.
Well, thank you. That's all the clips that we have from the Tippecanoe game. Thanks you again for being here, Bill.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll have some more clips next week from the Riders' big win against London, hopefully. We'll see everybody next week.
Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.